President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has restated federal government's resolve to create job opportunities, diversify Nigeria's economy as part of efforts to ensure food security and stimulate economic growth across the country. This is at the launch of multi-billion naira agricultural empowerment program in Damaturu, the Yobe State capital. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
The Yobe State Mega Agricultural Empowerment Program is a deliberate initiative by the state government to improve agricultural practices in the state, to add value to the life of the citizenry in food security and national strategic food sufficiency agenda. Flagging off the scheme, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, says Yobe State revolution in agriculture is in line with his administration's resolve to transform the sector, and the more reason for the creation of the Ministry of Livestock Development.
Every intervention to boost agriculture plays a crucial role in the local economy. The aim of an initiative like this transcends food security. It opens new avenues for employment, particularly for our youth and women, who are the backbone of our rural communities. That government will not tolerate any act of sabotage to frustrate our commitments to make agriculture attractive, profitable, sustainable, and economically viable, and to guarantee food sufficiency and food security in the state.
The launching of the Agricultural Empowerment Program, the first of its kind, also saw the President approving Yobe State's request for additional resources to support its agricultural transformation drive. More than 19 billion naira was expended to procure farming inputs, with about 6,000 beneficiaries being targeted in the 178 political wards across the 70 local government areas of the state. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
The administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has recorded some milestones in its efforts to deliver the mandates given to him by Nigerians. Various policies and interventions have been designed and are being implemented to improve the lives of Nigerians in different sectors. Stay with the NTA for an assessment of the strides of the administration in line with its renewed hope agenda on a new program. Executive recap on the NTA network coming up tonight at 10:30 p.m. and on every Sunday. The nationwide onslaught of the federal government against illegal mining is getting more aggressive as several suspects allegedly involved in illegal mining of gold in Yagba East local government area of Kogi State are dislodged. Mie Ogidi reports.
Moving to dare the lords of the forest. Keep moving despite being surrounded by the thick forest, because it is a national assignment and it has to be delivered, even risking one's life. Crossing rivers and land, pushing for a dreaded journey to Iye, Udube, and Insalo communities in Yagba local government area of Kogi State to put an end to illegal mining activities. Mining marshals, a detachment of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, courtesy Minister Dele Alake-led Ministry of Solid Minerals Development, finally at the enemy's camp as it were, a land left to its own device, the best of its nutrient and mineral resources taken away without even a kobo paid to the federal government coffers as royalties, and these are the culprits. Good enough, they realized the sabotage they have caused the nation and pleaded for forgiveness. The Civil Defense Corps officials were quite civil.
Some of them, they are already cooking food. They have to allow you to done and eat. Okay, so it's thinking we should give them 3 days. One hour.
Thank
you, sir.
Some sense of repentance on the faces of the culprit, but how sincere are these signs? And if they fail to evacuate, what will be the next action? Because a similar operation was carried out recently by the mining marshal in Abia State, leading to the arrest of 8 Chinese nationals and 1 Nigerian. And trial of the suspects had commenced at the Federal High Court, Abuja Division. For those given the 5 days, the choice is theirs to either go home or go to court. Mie Ogidi, NT News.
Losing a child is not an experience any parent would wish, and the tragic circumstances surrounding such death adds to the grief and pain of such loss. This is the reality for the families of Taboy Tize and Joseph Dambako, who both lost their children in the ill-fated Saints Academy School building collapse in Jos. Ijama Zermena visited the bereaved families in our report.
On hand to lead NTA News crew to the deceased family is Emmanuel Tize, elder brother to one of the late students. Beta, who along with her twin sister Benita, set out on that fateful Friday, the 12th of July 2024, for their final SS exams, oblivious of what awaited them. Beta lost her life in the incident, while Benita survived the incident, but currently on admission at the Jos University Teaching Hospital. Their parents, Damboy and Esther Tize, who could not hide their emotions, recount their last moments with their 15-year twin daughter.
I just hear the call from my neighbor. If I say, Baba Imam says, Sam, he say, hear what happened? He say, I don't know. He say, he hear news that my twin school collapsed.
I was very close to my twin daughters. I pray God heals my pain.
Mr. and Mrs. Joseph Dambaku, who also lost their 16-year-old son, Uweni Micah Joseph, said the incident has devastated his family as they shared a strong bond with him.
That was the day they will have their final exams. He left. Daddy, goodbye, goodbye. I said, safe journey. Only for me to be called that the entire building is on the children.
I don't know where to start. My heart is broken.
Even amidst their devastating pain and grief of loss, the two families are calling on relevant authorities to ensure building standards are followed to avert recurrences.
I will call on the government to please, as a matter of urgency, before the school resumes, any substandard building should be demolished.
To state government to follow any school for Plateau, to check the school. If the school is no standard, it will bring it down.
Meanwhile, sympathizers have continued to visit the bereaved families to commiserate with them on the losses. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
The saying that the bigger you are, the more problems seems to be playing out in Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation, where a rise in building collapses is turning the dreams of many families into nightmares. These tragic incidents have claimed many lives and left others devastated. In this special report, Ikeria Clinton reveals how these events expose serious flaws in Nigeria's construction practices and urban planning.
The aftermath of a building collapse in Kubwa, a suburb of Abuja, paints a grim picture of debris and chaos. This tragic event comes less than 24 hours after a school building in Plateau State collapsed, killing 22 pupils and leaving 132 others injured. Some weeks ago, another building crumbled at Unity House in Area 11 Garki, Abuja. On June 18, a newly constructed shopping complex in Gwarimpa, Abuja collapsed just days before its grand opening, killing 5 and injuring 8. Earlier on the 3rd of July, tragedy struck in Ebutemeta, Lagos, where 10 lives were lost and 15 people were injured. Another incident was recorded in Port Harcourt's Mile 1 area on June 30, 2024. These incidents are far from isolated. In the last 2 decades, Nigeria has seen a disturbing rise in building collapses, leading to the loss of lives, livelihoods, and homes. In terms of frequency and severity of these incidents, Nigeria ranks highest in Africa. Between 1974 and 2019, more than 221 buildings collapsed across Nigeria, with Lagos alone experiencing 167 reported cases from 2000 to 2021. In 2024, 22 cases of building collapse have been recorded from January to July 13. A staggering 78.4% of these collapses involved residential buildings, 12.8% were commercial, and 8.8% were institutional. This spate of collapses has displaced over 6,000 households and costs an estimated $3.2 trillion in property damage. These alarming trends highlight the urgent need for action. So, what are the root causes of these frequent building collapses?
Constant flooding in areas led to weakness of the structure of the buildings. Our people love to cut costs. They want to cut ends so that they cut the cost of the building construction.
Penchant of developers or clients to maximize their money or to make profits. Of course, you cannot also rule out the issue of corruption and greed from it. Distressed buildings are buildings that maybe as a result of that they have stayed over the years without any maintenance structurally.
Many incidents involve developers bypassing professional procedures, using unqualified builders and employing substandard materials. To stem this tide, experts emphasize the need for strict enforcement of building regulations and increase public awareness about building safety.
Any of these building collapse we have, the deaths, unfortunate situation that we find ourselves, nobody is prosecuted because the law is silent in that area. Nobody pay compensation. Nobody is being charged for jail time. Nobody, nothing. And so this is one area, critical area that we must, as a nation, rise up. Any structure that is under construction, looking at its capacity, its scope and what have you, we should demand for insurance.
You must make sure, we must make sure that all the stakeholders on SAN did their own bit and make sure that they develop sound structures in order to prevent the loss of lives in the case of building collapse.
So this is a call on the federal government to invest in these laboratories, equip them with state-of-the-art facilities, and perhaps go into partnership with at least 6 different universities from the 6 geopolitical zones so that they will also develop state-of-the-art geotechnical laboratories so that when we begin to do enforcement, there will be facilities for people to go and do their tests.
The collapse of St. Academy School building in Jos is a stark reminder that the safety of buildings is not just a matter of policy, but a matter of life and death. It is a call for all stakeholders, government, developers, builders and the public to work together to ensure that our buildings are safe and secure. In Abuja, Eucharia Clinton, NTA News.
You're watching the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More reports when we return. Thanks for being there. The youth needs to be consistent in learning to remain informed and build resilience to challenging times. These were the words of advice handed over to 32 learners that graduated from El Amin International School, Abuja. Joseph Hudson was there and files in this report.
Especially our parents, who I'm very sure are proud of us today.
It is an emotional moment for students and 32 graduating learners of El Amin International School as they prepare to part ways. On many occasions, those making presentations broke down in tears. But there were words of encouragement from both school authorities and guests, asking the graduates to take pride in their excellent performance in school and ensure they hold on to the virtues they learned.
Discipline, determination, dedication in all that you do, that will make you a personality that will be positioned for greatness.
My challenge to you today is to believe in yourselves.
And the shining star of the day is Rahama Waziri, who emerged best graduating student in English, mathematics, science, and overall best of the 2024 set.
A lot of hard work, many years, and I'm just starting. Don't worry, I'm just starting. There's more to come. You'll see.
The achievements she had posted, I'm overwhelmed.
Other students and graduates also bag awards of excellence.
I want to be an international lawyer. I want to be successful, and I want to help other people.
She has good character. She's well-mannered. I just want to say I'm proud of her. All the awards she received, she deserved them.
I wanted to study quantity surveying to build homes for like homeless people and stuff.
I want them to turn out to be responsible, respectful, with so much integrity so that when they stand out, people know where they're coming from.
Now the 2024 graduates of El Amil International School can finally say goodbye. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Here's a quick look at our major stories. Federal government targets job creation and mega fund generation through mechanized agriculture. Northern Reforms Organization clamors for economic and social rebirth, stresses implication of unstable region. African leaders meet in Accra, Ghana for 6th midterm African Union meeting. Moving on, the female wing of the Nigerian Institute of Architects NIFCT chapter defeated their male counterparts in a novelty football match as part of activities celebrating its 40th anniversary and emphasizing promotion of health care amongst members. Olusheye Adiagbo has details.
Together we can, together we will.
The female wing of the Nigerian Institute of Architects NIA Abuja chapter defeated the Team Black, dominated by their male counterparts, 3-1 in a penalty shootout to emerge winners after a tense showdown that ended 2-2 from about 30 minutes of play. This novelty football match has been preceded with a golf tournament and an awareness walk. Organizers say it is an advocacy engagement to enlighten people, especially members of the NIA Abuja chapter, to take responsibility of their health needs.
Football exercise, it's a team building one, and to also showcase excellence in architecture.
We don't really get time to relax, and during our 40th anniversary we felt that architect needs to come and relax the pressure that comes with designing and supervision.
And one will wonder why we decided to choose football. We chose football because it's it doesn't only work with your mental health, it also works the whole body. So we are here and we're thanking God for making us 40 years.
For the chair, NIA Abuja chapter, architect Yemi Shola Debiyi, the essence of the series of activities to mark the 48th anniversary is to also engage Nigerians to embrace professionalism for all architectural designs and put an end to experiences of building collapse, now on the increase in Nigeria.
There are too many, one collapse too many, and it's not just acceptable, especially in a country where you have seasoned professionals. But the perception in Nigeria is that professionals are expensive. Just like you are saying, education is expensive. Do you want to try ignorance? It's not just acceptable. So we're working with government and policymakers, and we are shouting it loud. There's need to engage professionals.
The architect coordinates the activities of all other professionals. So we will need to ensure that we live up to expectations, fulfill our professional calling.
Trophies were later presented to participating teams and outstanding players of the novelty match. In Abuja, Olusheye Adiagbo, NTA News.
The saying that man can only live once and the best of it is for humanity played out as family, friends and associates organized a night of tribute to honor late Prince Alarape Ajibola Afonja of Oyo State. Suleiman Abdulwahab reports about the tribute which took place in Abuja brought back old memories.
The tribute in honor of late Prince Suleiman Alarakpe Ajibola Afonja, who died at 82, was a gathering of those he touched their lives through his generosity, as they describe him, patriotic statesman, while many use a lot of pragmatic adjectives to express their feelings about the departed.
They said a straight, very straight tree, they are not common in the bush. So people like that, they are rare to find, but they still exist in the country. It's just to encourage both elderly, young, especially young people in our country to see people like Prince Ajibola Afonja as worthy of emulation.
I'm helping this person. I'm just telling Uncle for school. He helped the person. He helped the person to pay his university something without even thinking about it twice. He is, like I said, extremely generous.
His wife and children say he was an influential community leader whose love for his hometown was second to none.
Aji Baba, Bob, Daddy, I will miss your well of wisdom, your infectious smile, your crackling laugh, your hilarious jokes, your wonderful stories, and your singing voice belting out your favorite Elvis or Bob Dylan songs. Rest in peace, Daddy. I love you and miss you dearly.
The deceased was a former Minister of Labour, a chairman of First Bank, and also the CEO of IDS, Integrated Dimensional System. In Abuja, Suleiman Abdulwahab, NT News.
And that concludes the news desk at 3 on NG News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Olajide Bello.